Hi, dinosaurs have always been a big part of our childhood. Think about it, we've got, The Land Before Time, at least my childhood. I don't know about you guys, but The Land Before Time. I had We're Back, a Dinosaur Story. I've even had Dinosaur, the CGI Disney movie. But I don't think there's any dinosaur movie that could compare to Jurassic Park, the franchise. Even the weaker ones are still, even Jurassic Park 3, even though it's nothing compared to 1, you gotta admit it's still actually not just a Jurassic Park movie, but like a dinosaur. It's still one of the best dinosaur movies ever made, even though it's kind of stupid. But the Jurassic Park franchise, it's been a franchise dear to my heart. There's been so many franchises out there. Jurassic Park is very good. It's probably the franchise I liked a lot when I was about 5 and I was going through my dinosaur phase. We went to about 11 years ago in 2003, going on 12, 11 going on 12 years ago in 2003. We were at Universal Studios, Florida, great place, and I just wanted to ride Jurassic Park, the ride. Like, the ride was so huge back then, and I wanted to ride it. It was probably the first scary ride I've ever been on in my life. I was 5 years old, going down that 85-foot drop in the dark. It was scary. But when I was 5 years old, I actually don't remember being that scared about the drop, because I was in such awe on the dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. If you look back at my old family photos, I always do the 2-toe, 3-toe. I'm like, because I wanted to be a dinosaur. I love dinosaurs. And Jurassic Park is no exception of that making my love for dinosaurs stronger. And it still does to this day. I'm very nostalgic. Not just, if you even remove the nostalgia factor, it's still a great movie. It's got great characters, especially the first one. Great characters, great special effects, memorable score, great cinematography. It's just, I can't really say too much about it, except for maybe there are some stupid moments from the kids, and some dumb decisions made by Dr. Hammond, but other than that, it's a great adventure movie, Now, the Jurassic Park franchise is a long-running franchise, and Jurassic Park 4, is going to come out this year in June of 2013. I don't know when it's coming out, but as I'm making this video right now, Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th was kind of rough for me today, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the curse is true, but that's another subject. Friday the 13th, February of 2015, it's not out yet, but I will do a review, and I'm gonna do a little short movie theory, trailer theory. That's what I do. I like to have theories about trailers. They're so fun. But I'm gonna go over a quick round off of the franchise, similar to my Terminator video. And by the way, I'm gonna make videos Mondays and Thursdays. It's Friday right now, but something happened to me. My battery ran out. That reminds me, I better check it. My battery ran out on... Oh, it's good. My battery ran out yesterday, so I have to redo this video while I was filming. And so Mondays and Thursdays I'm going to do videos. And I'm thinking about other subjects to do besides movie theories and movie reviews. Maybe like some Bible stuff, because I'm a Christian. But anyway, back to the Jurassic Park. I'm going to do a quick run of what I think of the franchise. You've heard me talk what I think about the first movie. I love Sam Neill as Dr. Grant. I love Laura Harding as... I can't remember her name, but she's his girlfriend. And I love Malcolm... what's that guy's name? He's the guy that plays Ian Malcolm. Jeff Goldblum. I can't believe I forgot that name. The greatest Jewish actor of the 90s, Jeff Goldblum, plays Dr. Ian Malcolm. Great role. He owns that role. There's roles out there that are just made for that person. Like, Biff was made for Tom Wilson, or RoboCop was made for Peter Weller. Jeff Goldblum, Ian Malcolm was made for Jeff Goldblum, and this is a great performance. But he's not the only performer. I mean, he doesn't quite steal the show because Sam Neill is great too. Dr. Grant is made for Sam Neill. Honestly, I can't remember any role that Sam Neill did. I sometimes get him mixed up with Pierce Brosnan because they have a very similar voice. It's almost uncanny. It's creepy. Listen to Sam Neill's voice and listen to Pierce Brosnan's voice. It's creepy how similar it is. But Sam Neill was made for Dr. Grant. I mean, Dr. Grant was made for Sam Neill. And if you watch that movie, he's like a British Indiana Jones. He knows a lot about the dinosaurs. He's on the fence about the park, but he plays the performance so well. Like, you could tell this guy, he's not acting. He's reacting in this role about his knowledge on dinosaurs. And same thing with Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum didn't even need to act for this. He just be Jeff Goldblum. And Ian Malcolm was made for him. And I also like, what's that guy's name? The old man. I forget. His name was... He's the guy who did Gandhi. Can't remember his name. Here, let me look it up here. He's the guy who played Gandhi, but he directed Gandhi, and he's the guy who played Dr. Hammond. Oops. One minute. Quick technical detour here. Are you serious? Oh, okay. There isn't responding. My internet's not working right now, but I forget his name. He's such a great actor in this. He comment below and tell me what the actor's name is. But he played Santa Claus, and he's the perfect role for this because he's like a Santa Claus type character, He's in this shop making gifts, the gift of dinosaurs to bring to families. Similar to how, like, Santa Claus brings the gift of toys to bring joy to families. But he's kind of like this is like a Santa's workshop gone wrong. The book was written by Michael Crichton. I've read the book, great book. The book is actually a lot more adult than the movie is. Like, they don't make it out to be as whimsical as the movie is. Like, it's actually a very adult book. Like, there's F words in it, and it's very detailed on the blood, and it goes actually onto the darker side. Like, they put Dr. Hammond in this book and the movie in a much more positive light, and the book they make him like a mean tool. I mean, he is kind of portrayed as like, a person who uses people, like he uses his kid as a tool, but he's like a mean, in the book he's like this mean old corporate entity, and then the movie they portray him as like this. I like the way they portray him in the movie better, like this jolly old man who's he's like Santa Claus, thinking that he could bring it to the children, but it's gone wrong. It's like Santa's workshop has made a monster. And I love these stories of nature. You can't mess with nature, like Frankenstein and Journey to the Center of the Earth, and even this. I love these stories that you shouldn't mess with nature. You shouldn't mess. Man shouldn't be in the power of God, because they can't. God is responsible with this type of powers. Man gets greedy with it, like Dr. Hammond. And, his plan probably would have worked if it wasn't for, again, the greed of another character. The I'm terrible with names. I forget the actor's name. But he's the guy who plays the fat nerd in the movie. Um, I This guy says we got Dawson here, but he great performance, but he's this greedy guy that puts everyone at risk because he needs to escape. Now, I love the story of not messing with nature. We have seen this before in other movies, like I said, not really, actually, really, we haven't really seen it before Jurassic Park. I'm sure there has, but, Jurassic Park was the one that put the staple on it. I mean, it's been existing in books, like I said, Frankenstein, Voyage to the Center of the Earth, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and Jurassic Park. And Michael Crichton is a great writer. He did Westworld, and he wrote the script to Westworld and Future World, which is another story about a theme park gone wrong. But that's another subject, ladies and gentlemen. But Jurassic Park, got great characters. Actually, one of my favorite movies, at least in the top 25, maybe top 30. The special effects of the time is amazing. Again, similar to Terminator 2, it's used very sparingly. But amongst organic material, tactile material, so it pops out more, and again, like I said in the Terminator review, you appreciate it more because you notice it more against the tactile surface, and you understand. Wow, that looks really good. See, when it's CGI against CGI, it just blends in and looks kind of like stale, but when it's against something tactile, you appreciate it better. Movies like Terminator, Roger Rabbit, and Jurassic Park have understand this. The Abyss. James Cameron kind of went all out with Avatar, but that's another topic. So I give the movie. It's directed by Steven Spielberg. Great Steven Spielberg classic. It's like Spielberg can make. He's a variety of director. He can make really jaw-droppingly grim movies like Schindler's List, Munich, all those, and he can make horror movies like Jaws. He can make fun family movies like E.T. and that are whimsical, and he can make adventure movies like Indiana Jones. This movie is pretty much a mixture of the whimsicalness of E.T., the adventure character like Sam Neill's Dr. Grant really reminds me of Indiana Jones, and Jaws. You mix those three together, got a great combination. I'm not saying it's cliched or it's like ripping off. I'm just saying it's got elements of those movies. You mix those elements together, and you got Jurassic Park, which are good elements, produces a good movie, and yeah, great movie. I give this 4 out of 4 stars, about a 90 out of 100. Again, I would say some negatives, like the little kids are a little annoying, and like John Hammond, he's a great written character, but he makes some dumb decisions. I thought you were a good judge of character. Why did you hire that fat guy in charge of the whole security? That's like something you need 10 people to be in charge of. Not just some nerd running the computer. And the kids, I mean, they're not irritating, but they're the weaker part of the story. I mean, I guess it drives Dr. Grant to be protective and it comforts him, but other than that, they're kind of in the way, the kids, and they kind of say dumb lines like, my computer hacking skills, when they use it in the movie, but I don't know, they just say little kid stuff like, Dr. Grant, your book is this, compared to this guy whose book is this thick, your book is this thick. I'm like, really? It's Spielberg writing, but the little kids are a little annoying. Now we get to The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Again, directed by Steven Spielberg. Sam Neill does not return, nor does Laura Harding as his girlfriend. I forget her name. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. But Jeff Goldblum comes back as Dr. Ian Grant. Now, a lot of people have mixed thoughts on this. A lot of people think it's actually okay. It's a good, like, dinosaur movie, but it's, like, terrible as a Jurassic Park sequel. Like, it doesn't compare to the first one. And it's got, stupid and stuff like it's pointless sequel. Uh, it's nothing like the book, which it is. I've read Lost Word book. It's nothing like the book. Um, but I actually really like this movie. It is, I think, it's not as good as the first one. It's no Terminator 2 compared sequel, but it's a good sequel. It's a good sequel of the first one. It's definitely, I would say, a worthy sequel to the first one. I actually really like Lost World Jurassic Park. I think it's got some of the good elements of the previous movie. I think it's got a good reason to exist because of the first movie, the magic of the first movie, and it continues with this movie. I love this. Again, special effects are great. The special effects are as great as the first one. As great. Great special effects. Again, I love to see Dr. Ian Hammond. Ian Malcolm back, and it's great to see Dr. Hammond is back also, and it's great to see Jeff Goldblum back in his spot, and we get some really good side characters. Like, I do love the girlfriend. Again, I forget her name, red-haired chick. I really, she's a great character. She's not just, again, in the way like a lot of females in the movie, not to sound sexist. It's not me that's sexist, it's the writers in Hollywood. Again, I gotta go back to the first one. The female in that movie, aside from, I like her as a character, but aside from turning on the power back on, she was kind of pointless. This girl actually serves a lot more purpose. Yeah, it is stupid of her to go back to the island, but she knows a lot. She seems to do more. Like, she has good knowledge of medical attention for the dinosaurs. She knows the jungle really well. She knows how to deal with Ian Malcolm, and she gets the dinosaur at the end. Without her, they wouldn't be able to get the dinosaur. She gets a dart gun, she shoots at the dinosaur, and takes it down. I thought, great character. They definitely got important. She is important to the story. She wasn't really pointless. And I like Vince Vaughn. Again, he's also a little bit, a little pointless, but it's good to have. Well, I guess he goes with the crew. He helps Jeff Goldblum, so he's not pointless. But it's good to see Vince Vaughn in this role. I like Vince Vaughn. I think he's not the best actor, but he's not terrible. I like the guy, the bald-headed guy that gets eaten by the dinosaur, and I also like the bald-headed hunter played by Pete Postlethwaite. I guess guy, again, similar to how Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum made the first movie, and Jeff Goldblum does make this movie. Pete Postlethwaite has a great performance. I think this is my favorite Pete Postlethwaite performance. Sorry in the Name of the Father, fans. Pete Postlethwaite, I think, was really good. I like his lines. They were memorable. We're not alone on this island. It's as memorable as Clever Girl. He kind of serves the same purpose as the guy from the first movie, with the hat, who knows how to handle velociraptors and stuff like that. This guy knows how to handle T-Rex. And he's a hunter. He's hunting all the animals for Injun to bring back to the park in San Diego to make money, and he wants the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay, the plot of this movie is that there's been an attack of a little girl in the beginning, and that spawns some attention to the island. The guy, Dr. Hammond's son, wants to not move the dinosaurs from the island because he thinks it's uncontrollable to San Diego to have like a San Diego dinosaur zoo. So they also send activists there. They've also sent hunters there. They both butt heads because hunters and activists don't get along. But at the end, they bring back the Tyrannosaurus Rex to San Diego. Dumb idea. He escapes, roams the city, destroying everything, and so on and so forth. Like a Godzilla movie, the lady shoots the dinosaur in the neck with a dart gun. He's put to sleep. I like they're trying something new. I like that they put the T-Rex in San Diego. It's kind of an out of element story. I think it serves the plot well. I like the characters. I like the reason for them trying to go back. I like the hunters in this movie. I like how they butt heads. I kind of like Dr. Hammond's son. Not too much to complain, except for the kid, again, the kid is annoying, and uh, the there's a major plot hole in the movie. Like, this is the biggest plot hole. This movie probably would have been as good as the first movie, in my opinion, if it wasn't for this humongous plot hole. Biggest plot hole in movie history. Okay, so the boat that was carrying the Tyrannosaurus Rex crashes onto the dock of San Diego. Cool scene. They go up to the ship's captain because nobody was answering when they crashed. It turns out that they were all eaten up. There's like a hand on the ship's steering wheel. Everybody's dead because the Tyrannosaurus Rex ate them. Now, huge plot hole. How did the Tyrannosaurus Rex kill the crew when he was trapped in the thing? Because they had to open the thing and he escaped from there. How the heck did he escape, eat the crew? Did he just get back in? I've talked with this before to other people. Something that's the little dinosaur. I'll tell you why it's not. There was another person that had control of the little dinosaur that captured him. He was already pinned down. Like, it was obviously he was already there, secured, before the ship hit. Also, it's a little Tyrannosaur. It's like not even my size. It's like the size of a dog. That size of a dinosaur wouldn't tear up the crew. It might do some damage, but it wouldn't eat them. It could rip out its throat and kill them. But if you look on the movie, they're all eaten up. Huge plot hole. The dinosaur was obviously in the thing as implied in the movie. There's no other dinosaurs. But the crew was dead. Gone. Like, there's only limbs left. Huge plot hole. Huge plot hole. That has got to be the biggest obvious plot hole in movie history. Man, it almost ruined. I don't want to say ruined it, but it made. If it wasn't for that plot point, because the kids in the other movie, granted, are annoying too. So the black girl in this movie is kind of annoying too. But man, was that a big plot hole? If it wasn't for that, it probably would have been as good as the first movie. But I love the scenes in San Diego. I love Pete Pasloot. I love to see Jeff Goldblum. I love to see the girlfriend's character actually do something. I love the ending. I love the reasons going back to the island. It's not like some, made up at the last second story. I really like it. Again, it's not as memorable as the first movie. It's not as nostalgic as the first movie. But I actually really like Lost World, Jurassic Park. Huge plot hole. But other than that, I give it about a 3.5 out of 4 stars. I'm actually praising this movie a lot. People actually hate this one. I don't get the hate. I actually think it's a very worthy sequel. There's much worse sequels out there. I give it about an 85 out of 100. About a B. Great. It's not a great. It's a great sequel. That's what it is. Very worthy sequel. Memorable lines from Pete Pasloot. We're not alone on this island, and you want to become a buffet. I love Pete Pasloot in this movie because he plays like the hunter type. He's really into it. He really reminds me of the shark killer in Jaws, played by uh, forget his name. I just keep forgetting names. Willing to do that guy. Forget his name. Quint. Quint, and that he really reminds me of the Quint character in Jaws. Only he does live. I wish they would have brought him back for the sequel, because he is probably the greatest. One of actually the most underrated Jurassic Park characters, in my opinion. Um, then we go to Jurassic Park 3. Now, this one is bad. This one is really bad. But to be fair, it's kind of a guilty pleasure because it's bad in a fun way. It's kind of bad in a cheesy monster popcorn movie, which I know Jurassic Park should be more than that. It's an adventure, not just a popcorn flick with cheesy storyline and characters. The special effects in this movie is really good. I mean, it's not as good as the first movie or the second movie, but they use a little way too much CGI against CGI, so it's not as spotted, as it doesn't look as well or as appreciated as you might think in the first two movies. But when they do have tactile, robotic, animatronic dinosaurs, it's great. Great dinosaurs. I love the Spinosaurus. I don't know. I don't like that they killed the T-Rex. T-Rex is the most iconic dinosaur ever, but they killed the T-Rex. But the Spinosaurus, I wouldn't say it's worthy, but it is a good dinosaur to have chasing them. It's not worthy it's not a worthy sequel, but it is a guilty pleasure because it's so stupid it's enjoyable. Like the guy talking through the Velociraptor vocal speaks Velociraptor. It's stupid, but it's hilarious to watch. The only good thing about this movie that's actually good is I like to see Sam Neill back in his character, and Laura Harding is back. They're not together, which kind of like defuses the idea of the first movie, because you like the ending implies that they're gonna be a family. She's gonna start a family with him, so it's kind of like making the ending of the first movie like nothing. But it's good to see Laura Harding back, and Sam Neill and Laura Harding still have great chemistry together. But the characters in this movie are really stupid. Really stupid. Like, Mr. Noodle, stupid. The guy taking the bones, stupid. Mr. Noodle was just, a person just for a dinosaur to eat. You didn't care if they eat him. Same with all the characters. The parents are annoying. The kid is unmemorable and unlikable. You gotta admit, the kids from the first movie, even though they were annoying, at least they were memorable. Like, they're the Jurassic Park kids, and they were somewhat useful. They help, even though it was kind of stupid how they figured out, they help save Dr. Grant from the Velociraptors because she knew code. This kid, he does survive, but he really is pointless. He just whines, and he's not memorable at all. Though they're kind of so bad that they're kind of funny. Like, for the blonde lady in this movie, the mom, is so annoying and bad that it's almost funny and a skit. And there's one pointless scene in the movie where they're talking about camping. Really? In the middle of it, about how the guy ruined his taillight, and it doesn't lead anywhere. It's just a scene for filler, but it's so pointless, it's hilarious. I'm going to give Jurassic, there's not much to say about it because it's a short movie. They had to go back, these parents paid Sam Neill to go back to Jurassic Park to find their son. There's some dinosaur chases by the Spinosaurus, the Tyrannosaurus, and some pterodactyls. Very little velociraptors in this movie. It's only an hour and 30 minutes. I give this movie 2 out of 4 stars, about a 50 out of 100. It's a guilty pleasure, but but it's not as good as the first one at all, and I think it's way below the second one. A lot of people think this is better than the second one. Like, really? The second one I thought was much better. I thought the second one was a way worthy sequel to the first one. This one is just a cheap monster movie, but again, some parts are so bad, it's almost enjoyable. Now, down to the big banana. The Jurassic World trailer. Now, we don't have any of the original cast. We don't have Sam Neill. We don't have Jeff Goldblum. We don't have Laura Harding. We don't have anybody. Not even any of the kids from the previous movie. We have nobody. But we get some pretty new cool characters. We get Chris Pratt's. We get Ron Howard's daughter. We get, looks like we're going to get a new set of kids for dinosaurs to chase. To seem annoying, but hopefully this kid's memorable. So Jurassic World takes place, I'm going to guess, like 20 years after events of the first movie. The park is, they reopened the park, but this time they're technologically equipped to handle dinosaurs. It's like Disney World with SeaWorld. I like the titles Jurassic World, kind of poking at Disney World. And I like how they're also poking at SeaWorld with the lake monster getting the shark, which is a callback to Jaws. Steven Spielberg is producing this movie. It's directed by Colin Trevorrow. Before I talk about the trailer theories, I'm going to talk about this movie's production, because this movie has production hell. That's what they call in Hollywood, production hell. And this movie took 12 years to make. This movie, you know, there's rumors right in 2002, right after the third movie, and you know that Jurassic Park 4 was going to happen. There's people assigned to it. Sam Neill was assigned to it, but then he dropped out. Laura Harding was assigned to it, then was kicked out. Jeff Goldblum was assigned to it, then was kicked out. Writers were assigned to it, but then they dropped out. J.J. Abrams was assigned to it, and he dropped out. Colin Trevorrow was assigned twice before he was actually confirmed as director. He kept dropping out, but now he's actually going to direct it. Joe Johnston, the director of the third movie, was originally supposed to come back and direct this one, but he dropped out, probably because the response to the third movie was pretty negative. Steven Spielberg was even supposed to come back one point. He dropped out. Story treatments came out of having half human, half dinosaur hybrids. That, I mean, this has been going on forever. Jurassic Park 4 has been in works forever. It's gone through director after director, writer after writer. It's back and it's dropped. It's back and it's dropped. Steven, you know, it was originally supposed to cut. The fourth one was originally supposed to come out 2003. It's originally supposed to come out 2005. It's originally supposed to come out 2009. Then 2012. Then finally 2015. This movie looks good. This movie trailer does look good. Steven Spielberg is back as producer. He produced the third movie. He's going to produce this movie, directed by Colin Trevorrow. I can't remember what other movies Colin Trevorrow did, but he sounds like a decent enough director to handle this. The trailer looks really good. Now to the theories. So what we see in the trailer is Jurassic World is, a lot of people love it. It's perfectly safe. It's like a hit, but it seems like Ron Howard's daughter, I'm gonna guess she is probably a relative of Dr. Hammond, trying to rebuild in her, let's say, grandfather's footsteps, maybe uncle, maybe even father, footsteps to rebuild the park. Maybe that's an interesting theory. I just came up with a theory right now. What if she is the because they're Dr. Hammond's grandkids in the first movie, the kids. What if the girl in the first movie, I know it's not the same actress but character, is the one who's handling Jurassic World today? We see her in the second movie. I wouldn't doubt it if she is the new head of Jurassic World and she ends up having the same greed as her father. The little girl, that's right, people. I think it's the little girl in the first movie who is going to handle Jurassic World and be potentially the corporate greedy bad guy that we saw in the first two movies. Not really in the third movie, but I'm guessing she is going to follow in her grandfather's footsteps. I'm gonna guess that Chris Pratt's is the boy in the movie. They both have curly hair. They both love dinosaurs. I'm guessing Chris Pratt's is either two things. One, I think he is three things. Two, I think he is the boy in the first movie who handles, who's with his sister. He's the boy, that could explain why they maybe don't seem to like each other in the trailer, because maybe they're siblings. Siblings get on each other's nerves. So I'm guessing he's the kid in the first movie, and he's also going to handle the kid in this movie. He's going to be like the Dr. Grant character to this kid, as how Dr. Grant was to him on surviving the park. I also think that the character of Dr. Grant is going to have a grandson, might be his grandson. I think this character might be his grandson. Maybe it's either Dr. Hammond's grandson or Dr. Grant's son. I would say son, because Sam Neill isn't that old. I mean, he's old enough to be a grandpa now, but when the movie came out, when this guy was a kid, he wasn't old enough to be a grandpa. But this guy, I'm pretty sure, could be Dr. Grant's son, and he's following in his footsteps, and he's helping out the girl from the first movie who's grown up and is now handling Jurassic World, and I think he's definitely the Velociraptor Whisperer, as we've seen in the trailer. He's driving a motorcycle with the Velociraptors into to get the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and also in the Super Bowl trailer we see him like feeding the Velociraptors. I think he's probably going to do a show with the Velociraptors at the new park. He's like the Velociraptor Whisperer, and he knows how to handle predators like the Tyrannosaurus Rex and all that jazz. Now, what do I think the new dinosaur is going to be? Because they like this. I'm pretty sure it's going to have this amazing design. They're not showing us yet. It could be disappointing, but they're like, this. They're like, do you think this could give the kids bad dreams? And the guy's like, this could give the parents nightmares. He's an Indian guy, and in the Super Bowl trailer, and I think that this guy could be this guy could be like the CEO with the daughter of Dr. Hammond running Jurassic World, and he looks at the dinosaur and it's this crazy design. Chris Pratt's, who plays the hunter in this movie, who's either the woman, I should say, the woman's that's running Jurassic World's brother, because they're the siblings in the first movie, or her assistant that she's been working with. He's like, you made a new dinosaur, that's probably not a good idea. I'm guessing that this dinosaur is a Tyrannosaurus Rex mixed with a Velociraptor, mixed with another type of dinosaur. Maybe he has like a horn, maybe he's mixed with like a Carnosaur. He's a hybrid. He's a new dinosaur because they're cross genetics. And he has the brains of a Velociraptor and the muscle and the quickness and the meanness of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. He escapes, and I'm guessing that he is so smart that not only does he break himself out to terrorize the humans in the park, guests and workers, etc., he not only does that, but he also frees the other dinosaurs to make a dinosaur army against the humans, and they're gonna battle it out in Jurassic World. Humans against dinosaurs. They're trying to save each other. The guest is trying to save themselves because the T-Rex, this new T-Rex, Velociraptor, maybe some type of horn thing, mix, is so smart that he frees other dinosaurs and tells them to go after the other park guests and have revenge of maybe they're treated badly in the park that's like a zoo, and to get revenge on being treated badly for so many years, and it's going to be this all-out battle, and that's Jurassic World. Now you might think my idea is kind of stupid, and I admit it is kind of stupid idea, but if it's executed correctly, it would be great. Okay, think about the movie Rise of the Planet of the Apes. An ape getting brains so smart that he forms against humanity to start an ape resistance against the humans, an ape army to escape. He frees them, makes them smarter, and escapes to make a war on the humans, and we get a battle between humans and apes and the Golden Gate Bridge, and it spreads to other dinosaurs, and it spreads to other apes. In this movie, it's going to spread to other dinosaurs, and etc. And with Rise of the Planet of the Apes, it was executed really well. It's a dumb idea, but it was executed great because we developed the character of Caesar, we developed the character of the human characters, and it's a story that its story goes in directions where it goes to this really silly idea of the apes forming an alliance against the humans. It goes in so many directions that it actually makes sense, because it goes in the right directions for it to make sense. Now this movie would have to do the same. It would have to go in the right directions for this idea not to seem stupid but to make sense. They would have to develop the story and the characters and maybe the dinosaur. I'm not saying maybe the dinosaur should talk or have a personality, but maybe like they do test, so we understand the dinosaur, we understand his motives, and we can understand why he escapes, frees other dinosaurs, and forms a dinosaur alliance against the humans, and we're going to have a war between dinosaurs and humans. If they demonstrate a perfect way, if they go the perfect road for that idea to make sense, which I'm not sure they might even do a completely different idea. I mean, it's obvious that this new hybrid dinosaur is going to be the bad guy, and it's going to be free, but how this idea of a dinosaur alliance does make sense. If you look in the trailer, the pterodactyls are flying and picking off the people. How did they escape? One of two things. The dinosaur was causing so much ruckus that they're trying to capture him, but in the process, they destroy something that frees the pterodactyls, or the dinosaur is not only smart enough to free himself and go after the humans, but also to free other dinosaurs and to go after the humans. That's one way that my idea could be supported, but they could go in a completely different direction than my idea, my theory. That's just my little theory that Mr. Power Lopez has. But that's just my theory. But I think it's if they do take my route of my theory, they have to go in the right road directions, the right story directions for it to make sense and not seem stupid. So that is my idea of Jurassic Park. Obviously, Chris Pratt will play the Dr. Grant character, and obviously Ron Howard's daughter will play the Dr. Hammond type character of greed. My idea is that the reason why they make this new hybrid dinosaur is maybe because the park sales are dropping. People are starting to get tired of the dinosaurs. Maybe the park has been open for like 10, 15 years, and people's like, we want to see something new, and so it's like dropping. And so in greed and lust for money, the Dr. Hammond's daughter develops a new hybrid dinosaur, but it's a bad idea because it's got the brains to escape, free other dinosaurs, and form a dinosaur alliance. Like, he works with the T-Rex to form a dinosaur alliance because he has the brains of Velociraptor, but the body and strength of a Tyrannosaurus Rex and the speed and agility of a Velociraptor, to form a dinosaur alliance to kill the humans. But the one reason why the Velociraptors are not with them, the Velociraptors are actually going to be good, because the Dr. Grant character, played by Chris Plant's type character, could be Dr. Hammond's grandson or Dr. Grant's grandson or somebody completely different, is, like I said, a Velociraptor whisperer. So the Velociraptors are nice to him. They're like his pets. They love him because maybe he fed him, he grew up with them. They think of him as his father. They're attached to him, so they do whatever he asks. And so he's like, we're not out yet. It's not just going to be humans against dinosaurs. It's going to be humans working with the Velociraptors to take down this new dinosaur because they're smart, and we can form a huge Velociraptor battle to go against the dinosaurs and win the day. Against the dinosaurs to work with the humans because they've grown attached to me, and they'll do whatever I ask. And if I ask them to get the new hybrid dinosaur, that's going to happen. That's why we see them running with him on the motorcycle into the darkness to get the new dinosaur. And even in the trailer, he's like, in the Super Bowl trailer, he's like, we're going to need backup. And we see the Velociraptors with them. I'm like, ooh, we're going to get a Velociraptor army. And this new dinosaur goes after the other dinosaurs, forms maybe the big tough dinosaurs against the humans and the agile quick dinosaurs. Little dinosaurs against the big dinosaurs working with the humans. It's going to be this awesome war, and the park guests are like hostages in this war between the humans and the dinosaurs. That's just my theory. It does sound kind of stupid, but again, if they take the right direction in the story to make it seem plausible and to make it seem sensible, then I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to Jurassic World. I'm going to feel nostalgic. I love in the trailer that you hear the music played in a soft piano from the other classic movies. I give the trailer a 4 out of 4 stars, 100 out of 100. It's a great trailer. Best trailer I've seen all year. Maybe not quite as good as Star Wars Force Awakens, but definitely a little better than the Terminator trailer, I'd say. But we're going to see Jurassic World. It's going to be great. I just love this year in movies because it's like my childhood is coming alive. My childhood is coming alive, and it's like my childhood is coming alive and is back. It's back because I grew up watching The Terminator, which I'm going to get this year. I grew up watching Star Wars, which I'm going to get this year. And I grew up watching Jurassic Park, which I'm going to get this year. Jurassic World will come out this year. I think it's going to be awesome. We'll see. It depends on how it's executed. I think it will at least be a worthy sequel to the first movie, and so on and so forth, etc. I will see it. Now, other plans for my channel. I'm going to do videos on Mondays and Thursdays, maybe Fridays. Expect them up at, Tuesday morning, Friday morning, because I do them late at night, because that's the only time I can do them, because I am pretty busy guy, because I gotta watch movies, do homework, and exercise. It's kind of hard to fit this into the day, but I want to become famous on YouTube. I'm inspired by such people as Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, Matthew Santoro, and Madamation, and Adam the Woo. Those guys maybe want to become a YouTube star, and I want to make a career out of this. I'm going to try my best. If it doesn't go anywhere within the next year, I might give it up, but prove me wrong, fans. Prove me wrong. I am not going to lose faith in you, so come and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like, just feel free to view and feel free to do whatever you want on my channel. Now, I'm probably gonna. The Oscars are coming up. I've only seen 2 Best Picture movies. I've seen Boyhood, which was okay, but and American Sniper, which I thought was great. But I'm gonna review those 2 movies next Monday and Thursday. This is Joseph Lopez signing out. God bless ya, and God bless ya.